And then, your situation before believing in the prophecy, before throwing yourself on the altar.
Before I believed in the prophecy, even the basic of things I didn't have. My mom and I had a lot of work. We had to even share bread. When I say that, it is something very painful for me to say, because it is not easy for a mom to have to divide up bread with her child. We used to live without condition to pay rent. We moved in 7 years, 7 times. Our life was very complicated. My mom was a very depressed woman. I was a person full of anguish, sadness, and hatred. I had a boyfriend that I loved, but our relationship was tough. We used to suffer because we liked each other, but we lived fighting. So before I believed in the prophecy, we were in a situation that was very sad.
How was it? Came the campaign of Israel? Did you join the campaign?
From the moment that I decided to give my life to God, I threw myself full-heartedly into His hands, and I believed in the prophecy. Of course, at the time, my everything was very little, but it was my everything.
How much was your first sacrifice?
My first sacrifice at the time, I had made a sacrifice of a total of $1,000. It was all of my salary. It was all that I had. I had stopped paying my basic bills because I used to help my mom pay the rent and other bills. And my mom too, a lot of times she didn't put food on the table because she was putting all she had on the altar. I am here because I am a fruit of a sacrifice.
And then, what happened?
Then the things started changing. The first change was within. We started understanding how it was to have the presence of God and what God had planned for us in our life. And I believe that God prepares us for the blessings He has for us, to give us ideas for the blessings that we will be receiving.
And now, your first sacrifice was $1,000. What was your greatest sacrifice?
My biggest sacrifice was more than $1 million. Today, first of all, we have the presence of God, because there is nothing that compares to it. It's the biggest blessing. There's no price. We wake up every day in the presence of God.
And then her first sacrifice, she gave us $1,000. What was your greatest sacrifice? 1 million. More than $1 million. What do you have now?
Every day with struggles, but with the belief in the victory and with peace within. I have a blessed marriage. That man that I loved, we couldn't seem to get along. Today, we love each other. Today, we have an amazing relationship, an amazing partnership, an amazing friendship. Financially speaking, we have finished and inaugurated. From the last time I had come here to give my testimony, we were in the beginning of the process to build. But for the honor and glory of Jesus Christ, we have finished the first Snowland Park in Latin America, Snowland Gramado, a work of 15,000 square feet. It's ready and working. It's in Rio Grande do Sul, in the city of Gramado. The investment of this park was $600,000. It's now worth double. We have already received many offers for us to sell, for it is being the only snowland in Latin America. This week my husband came home, and it hasn't even been 1 month since the park has been open. He said to me, "Manu, I have something to tell you. The park is too small." Because since we have opened, we've had a lot of people, and we saw that what we thought was big for God, it is nothing. It's small. God has so much more for us. We opened a month ago.
You inaugurated recently.
Yes, Bishop. When I heard you speaking, we sometimes have to stop and reflect in our lives.
I don't know if you can see them appearing there. Are those the authorities?
Yes, there was all the biggest leaders, government officials, business owners of Rio Grande do Sul. What caught our attention was that there was a news article about the opening that said that they thought there would be graphics and numbers, but when they arrived, they found a couple that said, "God does not choose the qualified. God qualifies the chosen.